today's video, I'm going to be talking about is Islam Makhachev scared of Ilia Topuria, or Islam Makhachev ducking Topuria? No, he is not. I'm not saying Islam is underestimating Ilia or he doesn't see him as a threat. He does. But you have to look at it from Islam's perspective. His two best wins are Volk in the first fight and Oliveira. Volk was the featherweight champ at that time, and even people say it now, that is an asterisk on his career, and that even though Volk is an all-time great win, one of the best fighters to ever do it, the second fight does not also count as an all-time great win because it was on 10 days notice. Volk should never have taken that fight. It should have never happened. But if you look at their first fight, it was very, very competitive. That's probably one of the most times we've seen Islam with that much damage done to him, like on his face. Very, very close. This is usually when the lighter fighter goes up, they have more success in the weight class because they feel stronger, they're more faster, and they're not more faster, but they're faster than the other guy because they're not acclimated to that weight class yet, and they're more durable than they were before. We literally just saw that in Max vs. Justin, when Max was just so much faster and he is just more technical than him, and he just was schooling him for 4 rounds and then knocked him out. So even though Volk is his best win, it is still an asterisk in his career because it is a featherweight. People say it's a featherweight. People say Islam only fought featherweights when Islam arguably has. Well, Islam is a lightweight GOAT and has one of the best resumes in MMA and has the best resume in MMA today. But you just look at Topuria knocked out Volk. Obviously, that was 2 months after the Islam head kick. So you beat Max. You can't take anything away from that Max win, except from he did just come down from 155, but you can't really take that away. He had loads of time to prepare. It was a month after, over 6 months after, so he had loads of time to prepare. Knocked out Max in the second round. But Islam is right. Ilia has done nothing to prove himself at 155, and if he goes straight into that Islam fight and loses, everyone will just say Ilia's a 155, 145er, it doesn't count, it doesn't matter, that Islam only fights 155ers, and Islam knows this is what people are going to say, and he doesn't want people to say that. And I do want to say quickly, I don't rate the Daggies. Khabib's top 3 lightweight, Charles is above him, then it's Islam. I rate Islam though, so I'm not that biased. But Islam needs a legitimate title defense before he moves up, and he wants one more title defense before he moves up. So he wants his next title defense to be against a legitimate #1 contender, which would be Arman. But Dana's made that clear that Arman isn't getting the title shot. That is just not happening. Just because Arman pulled out, like Dana's just doing it to punish him. It's annoying because Islam needs that. Well, he's already got the name on his resume, but that was Tadpole, that was his UFC debut. He needs a win like that on his resume before he goes up. So either it should be Arman, or they should let Islam sit out for a couple of months, do Ilia vs. Arman, or Ilia vs. Oliveira for a title shot, for the #1 contender, and Islam will fight whoever wins. Be Ilia, Arman, or Oliveira. And with this win, he's etching closer and closer to the GOAT. I've got him number 3. I'll argue with anyone about it. If he gets another defense at lightweight against Ilia or Arman, or maybe not so much Oliveira, he's second. He goes above GSP. And he's close to John Jones. And John Jones is just looking worse and worse and ducking and ducking. He recognises Ilia as a threat, but he needs him to prove himself against either Oliveira or Arman. So people can't just be like, oh, you just beat 145 as your whole career, blah, 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 blah. No, he's not. He's a lightweight GOAT. People should be talking about him being the GOAT in the next 2 years. It's very possible he could surpass John Jones in the next 2 years before he retires. And Dana's literally just gone on a John Jones parade circus when we could have someone overtaking him in the next 2 years if he keeps on winning. And as fans, we should want the hardest fights for our champions, because they're always the most entertaining. Merab vs Umar, that was entertaining. That was Merab's most entertaining fight of his career. And that was competitive. Merab still won. Merab won. Definitely. But that was entertaining. Islam vs Volk won. Extremely entertaining. That was well closed. Volk throwing up. Surfs up on the back. It's always the most competitive fights that are the most entertaining. Unless it's Israel Adesanya and Euro Morero. Well, Romero. Because they just won't fight. That doesn't really happen in the lightweight division. Like, I can only think that happening with, like, Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler, he gave up. And then, like, a couple of times. But we cannot do Islam vs Gaethje. That cannot happen. We as fans cannot let that happen. Gaethje, fair enough, beat Rafael Fiziev, number 11 in the division, does not deserve a title shot after that. Max Holloway just knocked him out. Ilia just knocks Max Holloway out, who knocked Justin Gaethje out. So if you're going to give anyone a title shot, give Max or Ilia a title shot. But you're not going to give Max a title shot, are you? But oh no, Gaethje beat the number 11 ranked, let's give him a title shot. No, he's going to get subbed in the first. We don't need Islam to be another Khabib clone. He's better than Khabib. He's better than Khabib ever was. He's got better wins than Khabib ever has against better competition. We as fans cannot let an Islam vs Gaethje fight happen. I'm annoyed at Islam for even wanting that fight. He should want, obviously he's going to want the easier fight. But we can't let Ali Abdelaziz get what he wants. He just wants the double bag, mate. He just wants to secure that 2 bags for Gaethje and Islam. We cannot let this happen as fans. No one wants this. He's going to get subbed in the first. It will literally be a Moicano reskin. But obviously we want the Islam vs Ilia fight. But we need Ilia to either fight Oliveira or Islam to prove, not Islam, Arman, to prove himself. And if he wins, then book the fight. Book it. March now. June, July, Oliveira, Arman, Ilia, whoever's fighting. Or Ilia versus one of them. And then November, December, Ilia, for the end of the year, Islam versus Ilia, if he wins. Or Islam versus Arman. Or I don't think Oliveira's winning, but Islam versus Oliveira. Another reason Islam could be putting off the Ilia fight is because Ilia's got the advantage of coming up from featherweight, of being faster, he's going to be more durable than he was at featherweight, because he took that Jai Herbert fight on short notice. I think I'm correct. I did just say that. I believe I'm correct. I'm not going to fact check it because I can't really be bothered. So correct me if I'm wrong. If Ilia has a fight and then wins and then will have a whole training camp for Islam, he would have been bulking up for probably a year for featherweight. So he'll be slower. He won't be as quick as he would have been in his first fight. His advantage will be minimized. This could be something. Islam's got a very good smart IQ, got a very good team behind him. Could be like, it's a very good team. They'll be knowing these things. Like, just because Lucas Tracy's saying lighter man skill doesn't mean it isn't a thing. It is a thing. Fighters, Marty Mouse has said it. Everyone knows this. Fighters know this. There's a reason why all the lighter fighters have success going up, unless you're Izzy, because he just never was that good. But that will give Islam the extra time for Ilia to get acclimatized to the weight class, maybe minimize our advantage of coming from featherweight. Maybe he'll be a little bit slower than he was in his first fight coming from featherweight. He'll probably be the same durability, but he'll be acclimatizing to lightweight. But maybe that might mean he'll do the weight cut better, so he might be even better in his second fight. But you don't know. But if they fought, so right now, before we've seen Ilia fight in lightweight, the only thing I'm going off is that Jai Herbert fight at lightweight. Obviously, he's got all of his featherweight success, but then you look, Volkanovski coming down after being KO'd, short notice, after 2 months. Then Max coming down after 155 quite quickly. Like, it was 6 months, but asterisk. I don't want to say it, but that it is there. So I would be leaning towards Islam by decision at the moment, because I don't know how Ilia would be at lightweight. The hardest grappler or wrestler he's fought is Bryce Mitchell, who is very good, but he's nowhere near Islam's level, and he's nowhere near Islam's level in striking and mixing up. Islam mixes it up the best we've seen it at the moment in the UFC. The only other person who might have better fight IQ than him is maybe John Jones, and he listens to his coaches. Sometimes they don't know what they're saying though, because Khabib, I don't know what he was telling Umar in that fight. I don't know why he was telling him to wrestle with Merab. That was literally the stupidest thing you could have ever said. Like, I've been watching the sport a couple years and I wouldn't have said that, but he must have flipped up. I'm not gonna judge. Probably like a stressful situation. But then I'll make a video after Ilia fights, and seeing what he does at lightweight, seeing how he performs. But we need Ilia to be booked against either Arman or Oliveira now, so we can get this emotion. We need to stop being like boxers.